Today we'll walk through a city of great significance, steeped in stories and history that has stood for a millennia. Wells is the smallest city in England and the backdrop for one of the most amazing action movies ever filmed in Somerset. I am, of course, referring to Hot Fuzz. So as we trade the quiet trails of the Mendip Way, let's see if we can't find the mystery and the history, and maybe even a cornetto, all for the greater good.
Unlike Nicholas Angel, who had to travel from London to the Swan Hotel in Sandford, we have about 5 miles from my tent just outside Priddy. So,
Unit 1, stand by for further description. Give him a timber.
Sergeant Nicholas Angel arrived here with his Japanese peace lily before walking into reception, where we meet Joyce Cooper doing her crossword puzzle from the Sandford Citizen newspaper, and she says in part,
"I trust you had a pleasant trip, fascist."
As it simultaneously just dawned upon her the answer of 14 down. Angel suggests the answer is fascism, and reading upside down solves 12 down as hag from the clue
evil old woman considered frightful or ugly,
which is confirmed from the G of mug. Now, looking at the crossword a bit closer, however, there are 1 or 2 other confusing points to consider. Firstly, she's got Helsinki, presumably from the unseen clue Finnish capital, but geography certainly isn't her strong point, because she has failed thus far to solve 2 down, Southern American state, which of course is Texas, and 6 down, South African city, which is Durban. Even easier still, 5 down, scaly reptile, come on Joyce, lizard. But all this helps us now with 7 across, and although out of focus, we can just about make out the clue to be possibly cut off, which could be insular, as in socially cut off. In the comments, please say if you disagree. 2 down's clue is triumphant, so that's obviously victorious, leaving us 1 remaining, which is where you come in. The clue is very out of focus, but could be untrustworthy ruffian, but equally might not be. If so, it could be hick. But if I've misread the clue, the answer could easily be Hulk, hack, hock, or plenty of others. So what do you think? Answers please in the comments. Let's finish this together. Incidentally, the prop department, who presumably created this crossword, gave us some extra Tim Messenger style spelling mistakes. Sideboard, indies, and bon chance. However, the correct French spelling is this. And lastly, a nice touch at 9 across having Swan, not just the name of the hotel, but the missing bird and running joke of the movie to the clue, birds that mate for life. Next up, this passageway leads to our next location. Sergeant Angel chases Peter Cocker, the shoplifter, on Whiting Way. Oh, and that's me running. But notice in the background St. Vincent's Church, real name St. Cuthbert's, obscured a little as the trees have filled out a bit in these past 20 years. We pop over to St. Cuthbert's Church now to visit the site of St. Vincent's Church fete. I like the attention to detail here, where the small black sign could have easily been put out of view, but was replaced beforehand and included in this opening shot. Approximately here is where the shooting range was, and at 3 o'clock, a cloaked figure turned this handle that is looking a bit rusty at 20 years on, to climb the tower from the Splat the Rat stall to, well, splat poor old Tim Messenger. We now leave St. Cuthbert's Church and head back to the town, but before we get there, let's just reflect on the amazing cast. There were some well-known stars like James Bond himself, Timothy Dalton as Mr. Skinner, Edward Woodward, who played Tom Weaver, that I remember avidly watching back in the day, who was the original Equalizer and Sergeant himself in the original Wicker Man. Then there's Paul Freeman, who played the Reverend Philip Shooter. Who can forget him in Raiders of the Lost Ark playing Rene Belloc? There are so many others worth mentioning, but I want to highlight just one more, Stuart Wilson, who played Dr. Robin Hatcher. Over a long career, he's been in everything from The Mask of Zorro to Lethal Weapon 3, and from The Professionals to The Sweeney, you name it. But for me, as a massive Sherlock Holmes fan, Jeremy Brett version of course, he was the Right Honourable Trelawney Hope in The Second Stain. Now,
I've got something to show you.
as we visit our final stop in the hub of the city centre, we find this, the Wells Market Cross and Fountain. Here it was that Sergeant Angel threw a coin into this wishing well, just before he took half the village to the police station. Nearby, of course, is the pub, the Crown. The scenes inside the pub were filmed elsewhere, but I still went in, and so proud was the pub to be featured in the movie that the owners made a glass case containing one of the police vests. And by way of making a bit of extra money, a host of merchandise is for sale, as seen on this poster price list. Finally, we end this little study of selected Hot Fuzz locations with a view of Bishop's Eye.
Bring the noise.
And off they go to the sound of Supergrass and their 1994 single Caught by the Fuzz. Well, I enjoyed this little excursion from hiking the Mendip Way, and I hope you did too, where we walk among legends, old and new.
Straight.